And I just got to hit some buttons here. Just bear with me. Yes, we can't do that in during the song because of copyrighted reasons, and then YouTube's going to throw us out. But anyway, it doesn't take more than a few seconds to get this thing streamed and operational. And it looks like we are
All systems
and
go.
I
Here
just
we
got to
go.
hit some
All
buttons
right.
here. Just bear. All right, live stream YouTube, and I see the questions are already coming in here this evening. So, okay, folks, let's get started. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. It is it is 8 o'clock, 8:01 Eastern time, and let's hit the recording. Here's another button I got to push. Here we go. Okay, we're good to go. Good evening, folks. Welcome to DayTradeSPY.com's weekend review. Intro to trading, right? If you're new here, if you're new to this, if you're new to options, if you're new to DayTradeSPY, if you're new to this webinar, please tell me in the questions box. I want to see how many new people we have here this evening. So good to have you all here tonight. Just waiting for a lot of people to still, I see a lot of people still joining us here, so I'm going to give them a couple minutes here before we start the session. And again, yes, my name is Hugh here, and it is Sunday, July the 6th, 2025. How's the light back there? Yeah, it's a little bright. That's the sunset back. We'll watch the sunset here. Anyway, what I'm gonna do? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna close the blinds back there so the sun's not in behind me so much. And maybe when the sun goes down, it's a beautiful sunset here in Western New York. I might open the blinds so you can see it. Maybe I'll get out of the way so you can see it. How's that? That's even better. Okay, this way. Let me see if I stand this way. It looks like I got a little thing on the top of my head here. Is that right? There we go. Ah, yes. Beauty of live webinars, live streaming, right? So before we go too much further, there's a questions box. You'll find the icon on your Zoom dashboard. Click on that. I am the only one that sees that. Go ahead and say whatever you want. And I think I've got that. There it is right there, questions box. And try and answer all your questions and comments. I don't want to keep this too late here tonight because I know that it is July the 4th weekend, and I'm sure you've got other things to do. Probably some family and friends over still for the long weekend and enjoying the weather. I hope where you are the weather is good, and that you're staying safe in this weekend, this long weekend. Uh, so yeah, I guess before we go any further. Can ask for your thoughts and prayers for John, my associate John Johnson. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to reveal too much. He'll tell you in the trading room tomorrow. I'm sure he'll talk about it. But I believe his son was at that camp in Texas. He's okay, but you all heard about the massive wall of water that came down at camp. I think it's called Camp Mystic, something in Texas, where many children had been and adults too had been killed in the wall of water that surged after hours of rainfall in Texas. Some people are still very much missing. At least 68 people are now dead that I see. And fortunately, John's son is not one of them. But he was down there at the time, and John told me yesterday, and I did call him yesterday, and I told him, listen, if you need to go down there and help out, uh, please do. Don't worry about the trading room or anything else here. We got you covered, no problem. Don't even get a thought. So, but I'm kind of waiting to hear back from him, see how he's doing. But anyway, so that is the update. Somebody actually asked about that. So Ken, that's the update on John. I have not talked to him yet today, but I can't get it out of my mind. These young girls, my granddaughter's age. I keep thinking, oh my gosh, seriously. Anyway, all right, let's move on. If you are new here, again, welcome. You are new to day trading. DDA, do you have any advice, recommendations to filing tax returns? Well, let's those questions a little bit. Um, if you hear any technical information that you're not understanding here, don't worry about it. It's just very much a kind of an introductory kind of a thing. We can review. We'll talk a little bit about options and whatnot, but this isn't where you're going to learn. If you think you're going to make $1 million in 2 weeks, starting with $1,000, not going to happen. In fact, we're not even going to teach you that here. But anyway, we're here and you're there. Let's get started, all right? So I'm going to give you a couple seconds to read this disclaimer, and we have to send this out to you before we move on. Keeps our lawyers happy. Okay, you alone are responsible for your own trading, and past performance does not guarantee future results. I think you know all that. Here's what we're going to talk about here tonight, folks. Excuse me. I'm going to review last week. Take a bit of a poll. I always like to do polls. Talk about the upcoming week, a 2-minute tutorial. I'm going to show you how you can ramp up your trading, what to do. Again, have a little Q&A session, and I have a little contest for you. Yes, I do. Okay, in fact, let me just pull that up here. Make sure that questions box. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be our contest. It's going to be an easy contest. Everybody has the same chance at winning. All right. So that's what we're going to do. All right. And let me see. Let's get started here. Okay. So first of all, I'll tell you who I am. I know you're probably wondering, well, who are you anyway? Why? Why should we listen to you? I've got lots of experience in this business. I go back many years. I don't know how long I've been doing this for, probably 20, 25 years. Been publicly teaching people since 2010, which now makes us in our 16th year. And same with John. He's been doing it for my so I'll talk about him a little bit here. But I got to tell you, I started out in corporate America and handed off a lot of my money to my financial advisor. After he blew out half my account, I decided to do this myself. That's where the origins of all this started. And once I started making some pretty serious money, other people noticed and said, "Hey, Hugh, what are you doing? Can you show me?" And that's when we started to put things up on the internet and call that the inner circle. And then we started training people and doing webinars and ebooks and live sessions and trading room and everything else. And anyway, been teaching people again internationally live trading. We've got one of the longest, if not the longest, running trading room. Been doing it continuously for the last 16 years. So I don't know of any other trading room that is longer than that. So as far as we're concerned, we're kind of holding the record on that. Not that it means anything, but it means that longevity, yeah, it's got to say something, right? I've been doing very well, all right, trading and training. And my associate here, John, his background is a little bit different. By the way, my background is that of an internal auditor and a businessman. I've been in business in the past, been involved with a few businesses, including a franchise hotel in a major management capacity. But anyway, John's background is in law. He used to be a commercial litigator in the oil and gas industry, right? Developed his unique trading style, oh my gosh, over 21 years ago. Highly acclaimed in many publications, media, he's been quoted many, many times. And he's helped thousands of people gain success in the markets. His philosophy is very simple. Take what the market gives you. The market gives you a few crumbs, grab it. If it gives you a lot, grab that too. Just take what the market gives you, all right? And guess what? Over time, you are going to do very, very well. So together we joined forces, a little bit of a background. As I mentioned, DayTradeSPY started many years ago. A couple of years ago, we got the attention of this was probably about 2.5 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. 3 years ago, I think it's now. I got the attention of Eagle Financial Products, a division of Salem Media, and they bought us out. Then they hired us back on. We're here. We're here for the long haul, folks. As long as they'll have us, we're going to be here. Folks, I want to tell you about Spy on the Market. This is a weekly newsletter. If you're not already a subscriber, please subscribe. Simply go to our website, daytradespy.com, and when a little pop-up comes up at the front there, just leave us your email address, and you're going to get Spy on the Market. Very relevant. It's just a light 3-minute read. Not even that. 2.5 minutes. It's very, very light, relevant read. Entertaining as well. Comes out every Thursday, as a rule. All right. And this week's topic is going to be today's market non-commentary. Okay. Non-commentary. I think you'll quite enjoy this one. This is actually another good session. So, all right. So don't now listen. If you don't want to subscribe, but you still want to read the newsletters, you can do so. All you have to do is go to our website, DayTradeSPY.com. Let me just pull it up here. Go to our website up at the top left where it says Spy on the Market. Click on Spy on the Market up at the top left and click on Newsletters, and you will find our our newsletters all listed down here, and very relevant. And I think you'll quite enjoy them. And they're all packed with great information. They don't bore you, not like I'm kind of doing now, explaining it. But you get a lot of good stuff here, right? Trading through winter weather, fighting FOMO, trading you by New Year's resolution, all kinds of cool stuff. Okay, all kinds of cool stuff. I sometimes go through these and say, "Oh my gosh, did I write that? Did I write that?" Good faith violations, patience, how to acquire patience, spy kids. That's kind of they're all good. They are all good. Getting wealthy, staying wealthy. Circuit breakers. I'm trying to find out this one here where trading is sexy. Yeah, let me see if I can find this one. This is a good one here. Oh, day trading is sexy. This is a great one. These stories are true. This one here, I changed this name to protect the guilty here. This is actually really funny. You're gonna really love this. Day trading is sexy. Anyway, you'll see them all here. I know of at least three people now who have gone through and they have printed them all off. And gentleman keeps them in a binder. I think we're around 90, 95 of these e-newsletters now. So it's actually pretty cool. Yeah, this gentleman, they write, they print them off and they keep them. They said they're actually really entertaining and they go back and reread these and they quite enjoy them. So anyway, check it out. Spy on the Market. All right, here's a look at what happened last week. Take a look at the SPY. This is a SPY chart. Charts courtesy of Schwab, Think or Swim. Let's expand this and talk a little bit about what happened. It was a short week, right? It was a very short week. We'll talk about that in a little second here. On Monday, markets hit new highs on trade negotiation optimism with some key trading partners that we were enjoying there. So things were looking pretty good in our day trade spy trading room and our various programs. Pick of the day and the day trade spy signal. We had chalked up 6 wins, no losses on Monday. On Tuesday, we had mixed economic news, and Fed Chair Powell spoke. His comments weighed heavy with tech stocks, brought SPY down a little bit. Not much, but it was a volatile week marked by seasonally low liquidity. We still made money. We chalked up 7 wins, and we also had a masterclass session on Tuesday afternoon, and we had executed 3 successful scalp wins during the masterclass session. So 10 wins in total on Tuesday. And that was pretty cool. By the way, people made money during that masterclass session. That was actually really cool. In fact, some people made some very good money. Okay. On Wednesday, we had another record day for SPY. That was on the Vietnam trade deal, boosted by the tech sector. We chalked up 7 wins on Wednesday, and on Thursday it was I don't want to say a slow day. It wasn't a slow day. It was a short day. The market actually closed at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and after climbing to a yet another record high on stronger than expected payrolls, the labor market is still very strong. They were not. They thought the labor market was going to weaken due to tariffs and whatnot, but not so. Labor market is still very strong. No signs of a recession yet. We chalked up 9 wins on Thursday between John and myself that we had demonstrated in front of a live audience. All right. And Friday, of course, the markets were closed for July the 4th. Friday was, and we hope you had an enjoyable and safe July the 4th. From a seasonal standpoint, this is where the market Market ran. All right, let's take a look at that. The blue line is where SPY currently is. The red line is a composite of the last 5 years closing price on the daily chart. And as you can see, we had risen here in the last week. We had gone up about 2 points. And for the upcoming week, it looks like we are continuing this rise. In fact, it looks like we are taking this almost to the end of July, a continuation right up to the end of July here on the daily, on the seasonal charts. That's kind of cool. All right, so what drove the markets here? Let's take a look. I need to close the blinds here. I got the sun in my on my screen here. Here we go. Um, Last week, markets finished the first half of 2025 at all-time highs, despite that crazy volatility and uncertainty and threats of tariffs, trade wars. Oh my gosh, real wars. Through all of that, the stock market very much flourished. Both the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq are up year to date 6% and more. Policy uncertainty could elevate volatility as we approach the July 9th expiration, which is when the 90-day tariff pause will wrap up. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And that's coming up here on Wednesday, okay? And the Fed Reserve easing cycle likely to resume after the summer. They're talking about possibly a fall time when they're going to reduce interest rates. They do have an interest rate meeting, an interest, sorry, a fall reading here. I'm just trying to pull it up here when that is, when the Feds meet again here. Let me see when that is. I believe, is it next week? It's not going to be next week, maybe the week after here. We are looking here at, okay, just give me some inflationary numbers coming up the following week. And it looks like it's probably going to be the following week. Is it the following week? The last week of July, I believe. Let me see. Usually it's on a Wednesday. I'm just pulling this up here. It will be Wednesday, July the 30th, when the Feds meet again, and they are going to disclose whether they are going to increase uh, interest rates or decrease them or keep them the same. That'll be on July the 30th. Economic data has proven market resilience, driven by a healthy, albeit easing labor market. Okay. And these were the issues last week that continued to press on SPY and the stock market. Just to give you an idea, here's a chart of U.S. payroll growth and how it has slowed in 2025, but still remains healthy. We're not in any trouble yet, unlike something like back in the late October 2024, somewhere in there. We're actually very healthy here. Non-farm payroll growth is moderated compared to the average pace of gains in 2023 and 2024, but it's remained positive throughout 2025. So things are looking pretty good. And again, looking at the weekly market stats, S&P up rose 1.7%, topping out at 6.8% year to date. 6.8% year to date. The Nasdaq also rose, excuse me, 1.6% last week, topping out at over 6%, 6.7% year to date. And the Dow Industrial Average, Dow Jones, 2.3% last week, still 5.4% at the end of last week. So they're all on track to, if this continues, we're looking at a very healthy 10, 12, 14% yearly growth, right? Yearly growth. All right, gang, let's do a little poll here. Let's do a little poll. I kind of like to do this little interactivity I like to take up with all of the people who are online here this evening. And there are lots of you who are participating. Good to see you all. Oh my gosh, this is unbelievable. Very nice, very nice. A little surprised there's just so many people here. I thought that there'd be fewer people because of the holiday weekend, but not so. Very happy, very impressed. Folks, Elon Musk is now announcing he wants to start the America Party for the 80% of the other people to get back to a two-party system, away from the uniparty or whatever he calls it, um, because he does not agree with the big beautiful bill. We call it the big beautiful bloated. Bloated. What's the other word? There's a few other words here. Some of I can't even say here publicly, but the big, beautiful, bold bill, whatever it is, and that is reckoning several trillion dollars extra into the deficit. And Musk is saying, hey, well, hang on, hang on. I've been working hard to try and reduce the deficit and cut unnecessary spending and pork and everything else, and now you're turning it around. What are you doing? So this is the source of the disparity between Trump and Musk, and Musk is now looking to start his own America Party. So let me know your thoughts here. Okay. I know that we like to live for today, but Musk is thinking about the future of America and what we're going to be leaving for our kids and their grandkids and their grandkids and their grandkids. All right, the results are coming in nicely here. Oh, wow. Okay, no, I love the idea, but it'll be likely another failed attempt. Reminds me of Ross Perot, but I don't know. Do you think how I guess it's a question of how responsible we feel, isn't it? I'm just reading some of the comments here. Lots of B's, lots of B's. There's a C, lots of B's. All right, Musk should stay with his business and out of politics. Lots of B's. Okay, wow, interesting. Interesting. Lots of B's. Oh, there's an A. There's an A. Lots of B's. Wow. Both parties do not worry about the middle class. Okay, you're a little upset because the tax credit for his cars are going to expire along with other green energy initiatives. Oh, there's another couple A's. Okay, A's are starting to roll in here. B's, B's, some C's. No, wow. Well, I'll tell you, there's another A. If this is any indication here, overwhelmingly B's. All right, there's another A. Overwhelmingly B's, a few A's, not a lot. And if this is any indication, I hate to say it, but Musk doesn't stand a chance. So interesting. Interesting. I guess we'll have to check back in a few years or a year or so and see how the economy is doing. Hopefully Trump's initiatives will inspire enough revenue to pay down the deficit somewhat. Hopefully we'll see what happens. Well, thank you very much for your comments on that, folks. All right, let's move on. Overwhelmingly B's. No, no, they do not support Trump's initiative on that. So, well, that is interesting. All right, let's see what lies ahead the week. It's going to be a very light week as far as news is concerned. Monday and Tuesday, low, no news days. Wednesday, the Fed meeting minutes comes out from the last meeting. What they're going to do is simply explain away why they voted the way they did last time they voted. Nothing new coming out of that meeting. It's just a matter of talking about why they voted the way they did, basically, and that's about it for Wednesday. Unemployment claims on Thursday, and Friday is another low, no news day. Now, not to say that they can't, um, you know, inject any news that's scheduled, but right now there's nothing really scheduled that much for next week. So that puts us at a volatility factor of a pretty low Monday and Tuesday, medium Wednesday, high on Thursday because of the unemployment claims, and then back down to low on Friday. And also, whenever Trump speaks, excuse me, which often comes up sort of as a last minute initiative. But whenever he speaks, you can expect elevated volatility during those days. All right. All right, as we move along here, now for our 2-minute tutorial. All right, and this will talk a little bit about the effects of no news days. So what does that really mean? Why is that important? Well, it's just good to know. What can you expect from a low no news day? Well, you can expect low volatility. Low volatility. That means the options prices are going to be generally lower than normal, a little more affordable. You'll be able to buy more contracts. You'll also see lower volumes than normal. There also may be, now that a lot of traders are actually on summer vacation, we'll be taking a summer vacation. We'll probably see slightly lower volumes than normal and smaller movements on options. And the answer to that is simply aim for smaller, tighter gains. In other words, if you are in a trade and you're looking to make, 6, 7, 10%, you may be waiting a while to get that. It may not come as quickly as it sort of normally would with increased volatility. What I like to tell people is, listen, just lower your expectations on days of higher volatility or lower volatility, because you're going to see lesser movement on those days, and it might even take a while to get the gains. And if you're generally waiting for, say, a 10-cent gain on your option, you might be happy with a 7 or 8% gain, and just get back in again when the setup gives you that entry. Again, go for a 5 or 6 7 cent gain instead of a 10 12 cent gain, that kind of thing. I know it's not always what you want, but it's kind of nice to have that little bit of a break too, to be honest with you. In the last while, we had some real high volatility, and the markets were just going crazy. So we have to really sort of pay attention. But I think this week it's going to be more of a subdued trading, and not much action. And not to say not going to make money. Definitely, we aim to make money. But instead of making $1,000 a day, maybe we'll be happy with $700 or $800 a day. Okay, nothing wrong with that at all. All right, for those people still starting out that I've been working with, if you're still looking for $200 a day, should still not be a problem to make $200 a day. Aim for smaller, tighter gains, and just more of them. Just more of them. That is the 2-minute tutorial. It's very easy tonight. We're kind of taking a lighter approach here tonight, right? And might not even go an hour. So I'll let you get back to your friends and family, barbecues, out on the beach, whatever it is you're doing, hopefully while the sun is still shining. Let's take a look at our 50K challenge. For those of you who are not familiar with this is a challenge we started back in January. I cannot believe it's been 6 months that we've been doing this challenge. I'm going to be honest with you. Time is fleeting by so darn fast. I can barely keep up. I can- every day goes by so fast, and it's going by faster now than it's ever gone. And it's been already half a year. But the objective here with this 50K challenge is this. We started with I think it was $5,000. $5,000. I was approached by a gentleman asked me, listen, I've got $5,000 I want to invest. I've got a lot more in my account. I can trade multiple times a day. That's not a problem. But can I turn this 5,000 to 50K in 1 year? And I said to him, absolutely you can. Absolutely. And so he said, well, show me how. I run with it. Let's go with this. So that's what we're doing. Very relatively stress-free kind of a situation. We're just trading a little bit. We started with $5,000, and our aim was to make. I don't have the whole spreadsheet in front of me here. Probably should pull it up. But we would make. I think we started with about $200 a day, and then after 2 months, we traded instead of five, we traded 6,000. And then after another 2 months, went back up to 7,000, and 2 months later, which just started now in July, we're now trading $8,000 per trade or per day. This is we don't have to trade this one. This is sort of the limit that we're trading, and our aim now is to make $320 a day a trade. Doesn't necessarily have to be a trade. It's for the day. So we can make $100, another $200, and even another $100. We can trade multiple times in a day. And this is the way it works. So in this column here, I've got my budgeted targets, how much we're trading in the blue, in this blue category here, and what our ending balance should be. And then in the green columns here, the actual net of commissions using Tasty Trade. Our commission is at $1 a contract up to a maximum of $10. Okay. Here's our year-to-date profit. We're at 35,603. We're expected to be at 36,040. And this is our budget. We're currently $437 short of our budget, but that's because we suffered some losses earlier on, and we're slowly getting caught up on those budgets. And we should be probably next couple of days. I'm sure we'll be back in positive territory. And this one here, I should have probably. Oh, let's go back. Let's go back here. Okay. Whoa, man. Here we go. This minus 1004, that should be in red actually, because that was actually a losing day there. It brought us back into the negative. We'll have to correct that. But here's the chart. You can see here, we actually went down quite a bit, but we got back up on track. So the key here is to make $50,000 a year. The gentleman wants, but I said, oh, well, we should be able to make a lot more than that. So I was originally looking for perhaps 100,000, 80,000, something like that. We'll be on track. It shouldn't be too hard. We're already at 35,000, and we're just about 14, 15,000 short of our yearly target. After that, it's going to be gravy. All right, so let me take a look here. Next up is here, this lovely young lady here, looking for market success. She says, join our tribe. I'm going to just put this in quotes because this is what she said. This is what she's creating. All right, join our tribe. There we go. Let's put her in quotes, right? We have programs that work, ladies and gentlemen. And if you are new to Day Trade Spy, I'm going to tell you right now what they are. If you are not new to DayTradeSPY, I'm going to tell you anyway, because there are still one or two of you on this list, on this roster, these people here tonight, that are not subscribed to anything that we do, and kind of wonder why, but that's fine. I hope you're doing well. Seriously, I hope you're doing well. All right, folks. I know, Johnny. She's looking at you, but you gotta get away from her. No, gotta go. Gotta go. Okay. I opened up my. I'm gonna turn around and see if that sunset's visible yet. In a few minutes, it will be. All right. Oh, I just lost my phone here. In a few minutes, that sunset will be visible. I'm gonna close that again, lest the sun gets into my eyes here. Close it. I thought I'd see if we could do that without losing any light on my face here. Well, that's a good thing or bad, but we'll close this up here. Maybe later when the skies turn orange, a beautiful bright orange, maybe they can raise the blinds then too. So, all right, let's take a look at here. Day trade spy signal. Listen, not everybody wants to or can do the trading room, and we have some incredible programs for you. For those who just want to be told, hey, I've got an option for you, buy now. You should make some pretty good money if you just buy now, right? This one here, the Day Trade Spy Signal, is a particular option that is sent to your cell phone 3 to 5 times a week. We did 4 of them last week, one each day. All 4 were successful to the tune of a 5% gain. Now, those who know our system, those who follow what we do and have gone through the training, they do much better than 5%. We only say this 5% as a standard by which to measure success. You see, unless it's a measurable success, words are cheap. They don't mean anything. And I don't know about you, but back in my early days when I learned to trade and I'd be with, following other people and go to other programs and they would say, oh, the stock went up 3 cents, therefore it's successful. Well, guess what, pal? No, it's not. Excuse me, because you wouldn't have sold with a 3 cent gain, right? That's ridiculous. But we measure success based on certain criteria. And with the DayTradeSPY signal, we say if it's gone up 5% during the day or more, then it's a success. Now, we, of course, measure that 5%, and in many cases, most cases, it's gone up much, much higher. But if you made 5%, then it's considered a success. Now, if it hasn't gone up by the end of the day, the idea of this particular program is to simply sell it, market on close. Now, again, those who have been with us and know the story, and many of you will understand that most of the time it's okay to hold this overnight because in the next day or two it's going to come back and deliver much greater gains. All right, this is an algo-based rhythm, algo-based system. All right, hard to say that. And statistically, it works very well. We are pushing 90% success rate on this. And over a long period of time, this will be a very successful little strategy to do. Now, here's the thing. If you go to our website, you'll find a price on that. Frankly, I don't know what the price is now. I haven't checked it, but I do know that if you're interested in this, email customer service at daytradespy.com for the best pricing. Simply tell them you want the best pricing. What's the price on the DayTradeSPY signal? And they'll give you they'll probably quote you whatever it is and just buy it. All right, don't dicker with the price. Just buy it. It's going to be an excellent price. And I noticed that the pricing that Eagle gives to our clients is far better for you than I've ever seen anywhere. And I just shake my head sometimes, like, why are you guys giving it away so cheap? But you are, and whatever works, more power. More power to the people. Yeah, power to the people. Folks, these strategies work. All right, we've been testing these, we've been using these ourselves, and I'm very happy to bring it to you. And if you can cut the learning curve on what you do based on our experience and success, why wouldn't you? All right, that's the question. Why wouldn't you? Day Trade Spy Signal, an excellent program that's been working very well. We also have a similar program, but it's not the same. And here's where they differentiate. The Day Trade Spy Signal, you can carry around your cell phone all day long. Most of these trades are in the morning. I would say probably 98% of them trigger in the morning. I don't even know the last time an afternoon signal triggered. I don't think it did in a long time. But you'll find generally it'll be in the morning when they trigger. And so you could be running errands, you could be taking the kids to school or whatever you do. You're not tied to your computer. And obviously, you would have your app on your cell phone with the day trade spy signal. Let's go back to that for a second here. So when you get the signal, flip over to your app on your cell phone and make your purchase right then and there within the first 2 minutes of getting the signal. That's where we measure it from. We measure it from the high within the 2 minutes of the signal going out and being received. And that's what we measure. In most cases, people get filled at a much lesser price than what we record as the base price. So you're not tied to your computer with the signal, but you have to get into it within a couple of minutes. So either get back to your computer right away or just trade it off your cell phone, whichever is convenient. Again, now the pick of the day, a little bit different. This is a particular option that is emailed to you 9 o'clock in the morning, every morning. All right, Monday to Friday, 9 o'clock. You're going to get this in your inbox on your email, and these are handpicked. It's not an algo-based pick. This is generally where John and I collaborate in the morning before the market opens, and we decide, are we going up today or are we going down? What is it? Or we're not trading at all. Every now and then you get a trade then when the volatility is through the roof, and we say, well, wait a second, this is a little dangerous if we get in now, right at market open because the volatility is just way too high, and then people are going to buy right away at the market open. They're going to pay top dollar. Then they suck the volatility out of it, and the price goes down. Now they're stuck holding the bag. All right. So if you are um, a pick of the day subscriber and you get a no pick that day, don't be angry that you didn't get a pick. Be thankful that we saved your butt from losing a lot of money. Okay, that's the objective with that. But anyway, this is an option that you would be buying right at market open. When the opening bell comes, you wait a few seconds for the bid-ask spread to settle it nice and tight. All right, nice and tight. So within a few cents, 2 or 3 cents of each other, that sets the price. Buy then. Buy then, and then immediately put it up for sale for a 6% profit target. And again, those people who are experienced with us and know how to trade will oftentimes get a lot more than the 6%. Once again, the 6% is just a standard by which to measure success. Now, if this is not sold by the end of the day, you can, or simply hold on to it. These are designed to be held overnight if need be. All right. But however, because we are committed to having a close on these trades, we will execute a close at market close in case we still hold them, which happens very, very rarely. All right. And just the same as with the day trade spy signal, um, go to customer service at daytradespy.com for pricing. You're going to get the best price with an email to those guys. All right, and they will tell you. Day Trade Spy signal and the pick of the day both hovering around that 90% success rate, which actually in this business is an excellent, excellent success rate. Next up, of course, is the inner circle. This is where you get our morning market assessment sent to you at 9 o'clock Eastern Time every morning. We have John. He records this and sends it to you. It's a brief synopsis as to the way he sees the market coming up in the morning, right? And I think you're gonna really enjoy his analysis. And I also get a follow-up report later in the day or the evening, and you'll also be invited to our Wednesday night weekly meetups where you can ask any questions, anything at all concerning SPY options. Just gonna reach around here and hopefully get the switch to put the light on. There we go. So you're going to get the weekly meetups. You can ask questions, anything to do with SPY, with the markets, with options, with our strategies, with chart setups, chart patterns, you name it, anything to do with what we do. You can ask John. He hosts these every Wednesday night. These meetups, if you cannot make them, not a problem. They are recorded and sent to you right after the session. This is an outstanding way to get started with us if you are new. You don't want to spend a lot of money. You just want to get your feet wet, right? You want to check the waters first, and it will keep you, in the know, even if you're a seasoned trader. This is a great way to get involved. And I'm going to tell you why, because morning market analysis in itself is worth a lot more than we charge for this. The reason is because we do the heavy lifting for you in the morning, so you don't have to. So what we do here, and what John does, we have a number of news feeds, Twitter feeds, sorry, X feed, formerly Twitter. Don't you hate it when they do that? I call it Twitter. You know what I mean by Twitter. We, we have a lot of different feeds and different things that we look at. Economic reports, what happened in the news, what's coming up in the news, all these various inputs that we do, so you don't have to. We probably save you, I want to say a couple hours worth of work every morning if you probably more if you go with the morning market analysis because this way you don't have to go through all that. You can just read the report and you can make your own determinations as to the market conditions. This is actually the most affordable way to get started. I don't want to throw numbers out because I'm not really sure what's on the website on that one, although I probably should know. But again, if you contact customer service at DayTradeSPY for pricing, they will give you the best price currently. And they often have sales on these things, okay? That's why I tell you this. They often have sales, special prices on these programs that we have. So the inner circle, this has been around again for like 16 years we've been doing this. So there's a reason for it. Okay. All right, let's move along to the next one. The next one is, of course, our world famous trading room. And I do say it world famous, not just tongue in cheek, but we have traders from literally around the world, all right, that are engaged every morning in the trading room with us. Um, Quite an impressive roster, frankly, I'm very impressed by the number of people from literally around the world. I know of one gentleman who trades on his boat somewhere, and I'm not sure where he is now. He seems to travel around a lot around the Caribbean, Whether he goes over to Europe or not in the winter, I don't know where he goes, but he trades on his cell phone, on his satellite phone, on his boat. He lives on his boat. I know people literally around the world, all over the place, that South Africa, Seychelles. You know where the Seychelles is? Little islands just east of Africa. We have people trading. I don't think there's anybody in Russia. Nobody in Russia. I don't think anybody in Ukraine. Nobody in China. But we have people all over who trade with us. But anyway, um, I trade this along with John Johnson, who is an Eagle Financial Publications alumni. I say that because he had recently retired, and that didn't last long, a couple months, if that. And they brought him back as a co-host with me in the trading room. And he loves it, and we love him, and just a phenomenal guy. So we've been doing this a long time. So what you're getting here is decades of experience in your back pocket, in which case you can actually ask questions. All right, ask questions along the way, and you can pick our brains. We discuss our strategies, we discuss our entries, exits, we narrate the whole thing. And I got to tell you, this is where strategies come alive. You have different strategies, the bread and butter strategy, the scalping strategy, our OMG, which is short for out of the morning gate strategy. We discuss our strategies, how they work. And we discuss the entries, why we enter, what we do, what we're waiting for, what we're looking for. What we're holding back, waiting for, right? Make sure wait until this setup happens. When it does, then I'm going to get in. Our exit strategies. Well, okay, well, here's where I'm going to get out. Here's why I'm going to get out when I'm going to get out. I mean, it's all there. Seriously, it's all there, and it's great. It's a really great program. You're going to learn and earn. These are interactive, exciting trading as it happens, live streaming. Sure wish I had a Hugh and John when I was learning this stuff, folks. And you know what? We don't monopolize your whole day. This is not something you have to be here all day in front of your computer, 9 to 4. No, 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 no. 9:20 we get on. So here's what happens. The trading room actually opens at about 9 o'clock. You're going to hear some music. That music is not just to entertain you. It's there to let you know that the sound is there. And if you don't hear the sound coming out of your speakers, check your software and hardware, check your audio, make sure you're all set and you can hear us. 9:20 we get on and discuss the news and the events that are going to shape the market today. By 9:20 the opening bell, there we go. Let's go. And we're done by 9:30. Sorry, 10:30. 10:30 Eastern time. It's all Eastern time. 10:30. Sometimes we go a little bit, a couple minutes late, but that's fine. Anyway, that's what we do. We teach what we trade and we trade what we teach. And that's what we do. We record those trades and those numbers I showed you earlier and what happened during the week, how many trades we had. That's where this comes from. That's exactly where it comes from. We had placed other trades, John and I. We also did some personal trades that are outside of the trading room. Those numbers are not even in that. Okay, so we do other trades as well. This is where you can get your questions answered live in our trading room. Again, we've been doing this since 2010. Again, contact customer service at daytradespy.com for the best pricing. I understand the pricing right now is $699 for a quarter, the first quarter. All right, and I believe if you get into this, they will grandfather you this special rate, which works out to, I think, a 6-inch Subway sandwich every day. Uh, Unbelievable, actually. Unbelievable. I don't know if you can afford not to subscribe to this. I know that I certainly would. If I was doing this, I would jump all over this, folks. So hope to see you on. Now, let's get to some questions. Let's get to some questions. It is 8:49. And I'm going to scroll up with many, many comments here. All right. If someone buys an option, this is for Howard. All right. Thanks for joining us here, Howard. If someone buys an option on Monday and places a sell to close with a good till cancel order for 450, $4.50. Then on Tuesday morning, the market opens and the option has an ask of 475. Will the sell to close be executed at 450 or 475? All right, so that question, so what you're going to get is it will be the market price, all right, the market price or your ask price, whichever is higher. Now, if your ask price is 450, I've had this numerous times. In this case, If I had a 450, but the market's opening at 475, I will get filled at 475. Maybe a couple cents lower, whatever the market price is. So if the ask is 475, the bid might be 473. You'll probably get filled somewhere around that 475. And that's a nice place to be. You'll get the market price, all right? So when you see these limit orders, these limit orders, what they really mean is, okay, let's talk about this for a second. So when you're buying an option and you put in a limit order, what you're really telling the market is this, say, I would like to buy this option, but this is the most I will pay for it. So give me the option for this limit or lower. All right, this limit or lower. Conversely, when you're going to sell an option and you're using a limit order, what you're really saying to the market is, give me at least this much or more. Give me the market price, but I want at least this much. So you will oftentimes get a little more than what your limit order is for. That doesn't always happen, but generally speaking, that's the way it will be. So if the market's really on a tear and your ask price is lower than the market and your trade triggers, you will get a higher price for your option. All right. So that's a good place to be. So I hope that makes sense. All right, let's take a look here. Okay, Douglas is saying just checking on John. Hope he's out of harm's way. How did you guys know that John was in that? Anyway, I guess maybe you can get in touch with him here. Yeah, it was a Christian summer camp. I cannot believe these kids had and adults too had perished in this awful, awful flooding. So, do you have any advice? I'm new to day trade spy. Do you have any advice or recommendation on effective filing tax returns? Okay, so the best thing to do there is actually get in touch with your CPA. They are on top of the tax laws. They will guide you as to, and they'll look at your overall situation, okay? Whether you should go personally or through an LLC or whatever, and just discuss with them the best approach. Um, I have not been in the tax world in a long time in that regard. I basically just have me. In fact, I've got a meeting with my own CPA here coming up. Let me see if I can show you the sunset. It's a beautiful sunset. I have a meeting coming up with my own CPA here next few days, and so we discuss strategy. Can you see this at all? Let me just take a look here. I don't think you can see it. Okay, it's still not good. All right, I'm gonna lower these blinds. I want to show you the sunset. We got an amazing sunset here, but it's just the angle's not right there, so it's okay. I'll maybe another time. All right, so best to check with your CPA, folks. They will have your best interest in mind when it comes to tax filing. I think it's very important. All right, we have a lab this week for the scalping. Yes, it's not the scalp, the master class. Those people that are have signed up for the master class. This is a full venue of training. We teach everything we do in the master class. This week it's a lab, and I have to check the schedule to see what the following week is. I think the following week we're talking about Fibonacci and the life cycle of trading. So we will be talking about that next 2 weeks, and then the third week after that will be another lab, and then we'll get back into other stuff. So, all right, let's go back to some more questions. Lots of comments and questions here. FOMC, Bureau of Labor, Bureau of Lying Statistics. Okay, Fed members meeting minutes. Okay. Yeah, you kind of want, okay, so this talks about some of the statistics that comes from the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Bureau of Lying Statistics, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, but you know, what we can only go on with what we know, right? I mean, whatever they want to tell us. So, so what about the reapplication of tariffs of various countries? So we have July the 9th coming up, and it's going to be the expiration on some of these tariffs, the pause. I suspect that between now and Wednesday, some countries are going to be setting up to make some deals. with the administration in the U.S. About tariffs. So we should see some probably an increase in SPY because the market can handle good news, it can handle bad news. It doesn't like uncertainty, and for that reason, as these tariffs deals come in, I think you'll see the stock rise. SPY will rise. Okay. Now, whether Trump is going to defer this pause again or what he's going to say, I don't know. If he does not defer those tariffs, that whole trade tariffs uncertainty might cause markets to go down again on Wednesday or Thursday. We're going to have to wait and see. Okay, question here for my $50,000 challenge. What is the value of the contracts for each trade? All right, so I'm generally going out to a few days. If it's a Monday or Tuesday, I'm generally trading the same week, Friday's expiration. If it's Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday, I generally trade the following week's Friday's expiration. So those options are generally, I would say $3 to $5 a contract as a rule. All right, once in a while I get really aggressive, but not too often. So we generally have $3 to $5 a contract on that. So. All right. Thanks for that, Ed. You know me, you love giving actual results for the week. So those numbers I quoted you earlier as to how many successes and failures we had, wins, that's all in the inner circle follow-up report. As a matter of fact, that's exactly where I took them. I just went back to the previous follow-up reports, and that's exactly where I took that data. So that they're all there. It's all public information. Not nothing's hidden, no cherry picking, nothing like that. Everything, and I think last week we had a couple of losers or something, or three losses or something. So we put that in there too. Nothing hidden. All right, is it possible to review volatility for each day? Um, I'm not really sure, Douglas. Are you talking about days that had passed or days that are coming up? We don't know what the volatility is going to be like in the coming days. We can guesstimate what it's going to be in the coming days based on the news. And those, when I say low, medium, high volatility, that's based on experience on what those news items produce. So you have high impact news that is definitely going to move markets or move interest rates. That's going to generally result in higher volatility. By the way, whenever Trump speaks, there's generally higher volatility as well. Whenever Fed Chair Powell speaks, there's generally higher volatility as well. So, all right. So we are going to, yes, figures don't lie, liars figure. Yes. Folks, the time is now 8:59. Oh, let's have our contest here real quick. So what I'm going to do here, this is our random number generator. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to give the ebook tips, tricks, and traps. Tips, tricks, and traps for the person closest to the number that this generator is going to produce. So what I'm going to do here is, let me see if I can pull it up. All right, this here is a random number generator, and I need you to now. Oh, where did it go? It just disappeared on me. Here we go. So what I want you to do is, oh, I hate that picture of myself. Okay, if I do this, if I smile, it'll freeze. Oh, that's an ugly smile. Oh my Lord. Why am I so I'm not photogenic at all. Why am I so okay, here we go. Well, that's really an ugly look. Okay, I know what I'm gonna do. I am gonna remove my picture. I'm gonna remove my picture. I don't like the looks of myself. All right, here's what we're gonna do, folks. In the questions box, I want you to right now put a number between, ignore this 85. That's not what the number's going to be. I want you to put a number between 1 and 100. And the person closest to the number is going to win the ebook, tips, tricks, and traps. Okay, I'm going to give you a second here. Everybody get into the number and then we're gonna hit the random number generator, and the person closest to it is going to win. Okay, I am going to cut off. I'm gonna cut off right now in 10 seconds. If you haven't punched up the number yet, all right, wrap it up. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. All right. Everybody's number is in. Now we're going to click on the number generator. And I think if I hit this button, so the number is 31, folks. 31. The person closest to 31 gets it. Now, let me go through the numbers and see who's closest to 31. Oh, okay. Really? All right. Hold on a second here. This is going to be very interesting here. All right. I see a couple people that are very, very close here. So far, 30, the number's 31. 31. Wow. Seriously, Robert. I can't tell you your last names for privacy reasons, but Robert M hit us at 32. 32. Oh, close Tucker at 33. Somebody else had 33. Melvin at 33. Anybody hit 31? Okay. All right. The winner is Robert M. All right. And congratulations, Robert. I will be sending you tips, tricks, and traps coming up shortly as the winner for tonight's draw. All right. Folks, we're going to call it a night. Thank you very much for joining us. And are we back in here? Let me see. Is this right? Okay, all set. All right, been fun, folks. We'll see you the next time. This has been recorded, and it should be posted on the website, DayTradeSPY.com, shortly. Good night, everybody.
You're the one, shine brighter than the moon and the sun. Be great at what you do, give it all of you, and trust the process and keep your eyes on the prize. I can tell you what